All right, let's move on. Let's talk about news multi-platforming and Wombat's Rainbow Sexy Talk.
Yeah, remember when there was a guy and he went to medieval times and he left his porn stick there?
Yeah, his USB stick.
Yeah,
yes.
his USB stick filled with porn.
Underage porn.
And magic. And he's also in magic.
Yes.
Yeah. Turns out he could do worse.
He can make people's bonuses disappear.
Like magic. Like a USB drive out of medieval times.
Yeah, this whole thing, I didn't read the whole article, but again, it's Jason Schreier from Kotaku's posted this article. He spoke to several different people working at Gearbox. And, the short version is Gearbox pays a lower salary than than other game developers, and instead they promise higher royalties. And in fact, with one of their Borderlands games, some of the developers made so much money they were able to buy a house from their royalties bonuses. And I guess they've been able to recruit other developers based on that. And with Borderlands,
people are able to buy houses because they get paid to do a job as well. I've heard before.
Wait, what?
Some people just get paid. Some people buy a house with their salary.
Right, but apparently their salaries were not up to snuff compared to other salaries in the industry. So for the Borderlands 3, he promised the team, like big bonuses. And, the game apparently did really well. And he, best, quickest selling and all this shit.
Bonuses for everybody then.
Not so fast.
And then it came just recently, just today or yesterday, they announced that they're going to be significantly smaller than they originally thought because the game cost a lot more money.
And he told everyone that doesn't like it that they can quit. And
did he?
Yes. He said if you don't like it, you can quit. And the other rumor is...
He's right there,
Yeah, that is true. That is an option.
True, it's an option. And the other thing that's sort of in question was, because he had given himself that big bonus earlier in the year.
14 mil.
Yeah. So did he give himself a full bonus, but shafted the people that work there?
14 mil seems like a pretty good bonus.
That's a nice bonus. You know what else would have been a nice bonus? 7 mil. $4 million bonus would have been a nice bonus.
As an entertainer, Randy's probably got like a big nut to cover, I think.
I'm just saying, yes, don't get me wrong. $12 million. I would be happy with $12 million. I would also be happy with $7 million. I'd be happy with $5 million. I'd be
$12.
$12. I'd be happy with $1 million. So I just
everybody write this down. Wombat would be happy with $1 million.
Yes, write that down.
Take notes.
Mm-hmm. Send me $1 million.
I'll put it in with the MacBook Pro.
Could you? It's just I don't know, because if that's really what happened, it just seems kind of odd. That's the word I'll use. It's really the more.
I think we should give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean,
yeah. Yeah. Because it's one thing to say with the game was too expensive and we couldn't cover all the bonuses, and that includes me. That's a different conversation.
Sure.
Then I got my $14 million bonus, and you guys are getting a Big Mac.
So apparently you saw how much it cost to make the game?
A lot?
95 million.
Okay.
140 million.
Oh, with the DLC. Somehow it didn't make sense that it cost 95 million for the game and then 50 million for the DLC.
That was a mistake, I feel, that plan.
Well, I mean, their DLC does very well, and it's a substantial, every DLC is a substantial amount of game,
right?
But it doesn't make sense because you would think they'd have so much of that cost distributed over assets and everything that they'd already created.
Well, apparently the big cost was that they switched engines in the middle of game production.
Yeah, but they didn't switch engines between the proper game and the DLC.
Unless they were making the DLC alongside the regular game.
True, but it just doesn't scale the same way as far as...
I'm just saying, if they started making that first DLC pack on day one...
Those budgets just are
in that old engine, then they may have had to scrap all of it and redo it. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe they
the
spend
accounting
a lot.
just still doesn't make sense.
Maybe they advertising on the DLC.
Or maybe someone has a slush fund bank account somewhere, under an alias.
The VIP suite at Medieval Times ain't cheap.
Yep.
You gotta have some bread for that.
Yes.
I feel bad that I like these games so much, but
right. Well,
he makes it hard to like Borderlands
because he's taking all the money.
Yeah, that's the people working on these games are. And I'm not to take anything away from Randy Pitchford's ability to
entertain you.
Entertain me, yes. Because I'm sure that he does have a lot of input in the game creation process, but there's clearly a lot of talented people that are working on these Borderlands games. And it just sucks that these stories are so consistent out of that studio.
Sigh.
It just seems like he thinks everybody's replaceable.
Because he does.
Right. And he keeps taking all the money.
He replaced Claptrap.
Yes.
Right. And if he keeps taking all the money, everybody is replaceable because he's got all the money. He could just get more people.
That's what he's operating on, right? Is that if you want an entry level job at a major studio, here's Gearbox.
Right. But it's going to be, obviously his reputation is out now. It may not be as attractive anymore.
I don't know, because, say you worked on Borderlands 3, it sells well, you have a credit in the game, and this news comes in, or, how is your your resume is impressive.
Right.
Yeah, that's why this keeps perpetuating, right?
I would assume it makes it, I'm not saying it's easy to find another job, but easier.
Right. People may have pity on you too.
Maybe. Or maybe you go to another studio where, the situation also, it's not a great working environment, but it's better than where you were. So you're like, this is the best.
Right. Right, exactly. Hey, the boss isn't stealing all the money. So cool. I love this new job.
I love this place. How many hours do I need to work today? 17, 18? Sounds great.
All right. Yeah. Has he tweeted anything about it? No, right?
Probably.
Let's see.
I don't try not
so.
To follow him on Twitter because, I used to follow him because he would tweet out codes.
No, he hasn't tweeted
the shift codes. But then there became this bot account that would just retweet those.
Right.
So then I didn't have to follow Randy Pitchford anymore.
Nice. Well, he's got 758,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.